Here's what's going on. Cryptocurrency Peanut, named after Peanut the squirrel that was unalived in New York, is currently worth $105 million. That is the actual stack of Peanut coin that was sold by the developer of the coin for $761. That is the problem with being a paper-handed bitch. That is a big problem there. So you can see here, he sold it for $761, and it's currently going for $105 million. Diamond Hands Jamie. Good evening, Butcher from Scotland, the UK. Love to you and your family, brother. Thanks for everything. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you as well. What's up, Gino, Felix, Ross, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me. Zach, hello. We were looking at Bitcoin just moments ago, just yesterday, hit 93,000, which is just incredible. Absolutely incredible pump on Bitcoin right now. Currently at 90.8K. And continues to look extremely bullish for now. I want to point this out here. An awesome tweet from Lawrence McDonald. Said since October 8th, Bitcoin is up 58% and the VIX is down 37%. What's going on, Leaky? It's good to see you, my guy. There you go. Get a little bit of zoom in view for you guys. But he's basically saying that a long Bitcoin position, once again, is a short equity volatility position. Rinse and repeat. If you have large gains in Bitcoin, get long some equity volatility here. The Thanksgiving holiday crush is near, so be careful on entry. As you can see here, you can get a good indication of the differences there between the volatility index, which is the VIX, in comparison to Bitcoin. And he's taking the liberties here, as you can see, of highlighting when the VIX, which is the blue mountain at the bottom compared to the orange line towards the top. Every time Bitcoin comes down, for the most part, volatility skyrockets. And when volatility gets crushed, whether it be artificial or natural, Bitcoin sees a significant pump. So this is something, in my opinion, people need to be extremely aware of, acutely aware of with Bitcoin and the volatility index. We've been talking about this for an extended period of time. Don't fight what's happening. And as of right now, the volatility index, markets, the VIX, volatility is getting absolutely crushed. And, the stock market, the NASDAQ, Bitcoin, and other cryptos are doing phenomenally. They are mooning right now. Even though this is the second most overvalued stock market in history, you can't fight the Fed. You can't fight the situation at hand. And I want to point out to you guys this tweet from Bob Coleman. He is the CEO of Idaho Armored Bolts. And basically says that the idea that Wall Street is embracing Tether and Bitcoin is much clearer. The more Tethers are being bought, the higher Bitcoin goes. The higher Bitcoin goes, the more Tethers are being bought. The issue here, guys, is that Tether has not submitted audited financials in years. So we don't know exactly what is actually being held at Tether, what they're actually holding as their collateral. We know what they claim. But as you guys have seen with other Ponzi schemes and other cryptocurrencies in the past, and even cryptocurrency brokerages like FTX, they don't always hold what they claim to hold. He said, as Tether grows in size, the more US Treasury debt is being purchased by Tether. Tether is now holding $84 billion in US T-bills, up from $28 billion in 2022. They're becoming a substantial buyer and funder for US government debt. Now, while that is true, the RRP is also pumping significantly today. the reverse repurchase operations program. So he says, oddly, as the Bitcoin community is heralding the digital asset space as the price is surging, what they may not realize is that Bitcoin is being used to attract funds to Tether, which is funding and backed by US Treasury debt. The idea that the new presidential administration is supporting crypto is in essence to find another buyer for US Treasury debt. By attracting investors, Wall Street makes monies and fees, creating a new digital industry which has depth and liquidity for this digital asset class. At the end of the day, this industry is being born to help support U.S. government deficit, spending, and treasury issuance. Is there any wonder why a large entity has had a free pass by not providing audited financials over the years? Of course, he's talking about Tether, because there is no firm in the United States willing to stick their necks out and provide the audited financials for Tether. Because Tether doesn't want to give them full access as they need. The only reason they would be doing so is if they did not actually hold all of the collateral that they claim to hold. So unfortunately, Tether remains a massive black swan potentially in not only cryptocurrency, but also U.S. Treasury bills, the bond market, and the United States stock market, financial markets all around. So Bob Coleman continues to say, if Tether is a growing buyer of U.S. government debt and one of the largest funding vehicles for Bitcoin, then any material price / decline / volatility in U.S. Treasuries may have a direct impact on Bitcoin's price. So again, he's saying that any decline or volatility in U.S. Treasuries may have a direct impact on Bitcoin as well. And of course, as I just stated, that could also happen if there was something to come to light, come to the surface with the potential black swan with Tether. And that's what we're seeing now. What's going on, Francine and Dan? Giles, it's good to see you guys. Welcome back. All right, now let's talk about AMC stock, and then we'll talk about GameStop. It's going to be a short video here. AMC... All right, just talking to my little girl for a second there. Over the last month, AMC is up around 13.5%, currently at $4.67 a share. We saw just a few days ago, between November 8th and November 12th, ending yesterday, AMC entered into a series of privately negotiated agreements and extinguished $24.225 million of debt in exchange for 5.7 million shares of Class A common stock and $1,042,000 in cash. Now, at the surface, when the company's financials come around next quarter, this is going to look like a net loss because that's the way that it's declared on financials. But the reality is that they have extinguished over $24 million in debt that was due next year. And that is now no longer in existence whatsoever. They don't have to worry about that whatsoever. And of course, this strictly helps AMC as a business. It allows them to become more profitable in the future, as they now have $24.2 million worth, plus the 5.75% interest they no longer have to worry about. So this is going to save them tens of millions of dollars in exchange for the 5.7 million shares that they gave to the company in exchange for this debt to be wiped out. So the company that did this deal is understanding of the fact that AMC has significant potential and is likely to increase in value extremely soon. That also goes for Vanguard Group. Vanguard just today announced via a new 13F filing that they have increased the number of AMC shares that they own by 15.67%. And they are the largest institutional owner of AMC stock, now holding over 35.29 million shares of AMC. At the same time, BlackRock in August increased their number of shares by 117%, now holding over 20.8 million shares. A lot of these firms are understanding that AMC is extremely undervalued. Susquehanna went long. increasing their long position by 66%. Morgan Stanley by 55%. Geode Capital Management increased their position by 12% worth of shares. And so on. Even State Street in August bought 67.9% more shares. Bank of America increased their shares by over 400% and now have 4.75 million shares. So we're seeing a lot of these companies go long, take out long calls, get more shares, and the same is happening for GameStop. 1 second. GameStop over the last month is up 24% now that we've had an update. So it was up 24 to 27% today, currently sitting at 26 bucks and change, doing very well. You can see the same thing. Northwestern Mutual, life insurance companies, Corebridge Financial, Security and Asset Management, and Vanguard increased their investment in GameStop significantly over the last month, especially today with the new filings. And there are over 80,000 GameStop call contracts in the money right now. Right around 75 to 80,000 in the money GameStop call contracts right now. GameStop volatility has been increasing and their implied volatility on their calls as well. Quick shout out to Reese here in this post of his, in which you can see here there's a candle premium of $700,000. Somebody bought $700,000 worth of GameStop calls for April 17th, 2025 at the $41 strike. So as you can see here, this is kind of crazy, not in a bad way, but what I think is crazy is that it was $700K at the $41 strike. And if you're familiar with the tinfoil hat, this is where we put on our tinfoil hats. Let me get my tinfoil hat. Or should I say, my reality hat. Just waiting to see when it becomes reality. This 7 and this 4-1, of course, aligns with the 7-4-1 theory on GameStop and Ryan Cohen's situation that we've been looking at for a significant period of time, along with the tweets that he's put out multiple times at 7:41 p.m. Obviously, those are direct correlations. I shouldn't say that. Indirect correlations to various codes. A lot of them being certain tax codes and such. So we are looking at no science. That is incorrect, my friend. Your statement is wildly incorrect. But good try, though. Anyways, this definitely aligns here with the 7-4-1 theory on GameStop, but somebody did buy $700,000 worth of $41 strike GameStop calls, which is pretty massive in general. And of course, as you guys can see, a lot of these firms are going long on GameStop. They're also going long on AMC, increasing their number of shares that they hold by hundreds of percentages. Even Charles Schwab increased the number of shares of AMC that they have yesterday by 153%. Bank of America by 400%. BlackRock increased the number of AMC shares that they have by 117%. And let's put it this way, these firms don't go long unless they're confident that the price is going to go along with it. That's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence. I wish you peace and wealth. Have a great day, my friends. Cheers. See you tomorrow for another update.